Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Daily's 2A News. I hate making videos like this. You guys might have already heard that an en banc panel, an 11-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, has said that California's magazine ban is constitutional. Now, there was an earlier 3-judge panel that said it was unconstitutional. You had Judge Benitez who said it was unconstitutional. Went en banc and they say it's constitutional. But what does that mean for the Freedom Week mags you already own? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video today, so let's get started. Now, before we get started, I just got to let you guys know that I'm not a lawyer. This shouldn't be considered legal advice. You know, you want to make sure that you research this stuff yourself. And if you really have any major concerns about this, just contact an attorney who understands the Second Amendment. So with that being said, let's move on. Now, trust me, I completely understand how this feels just based on my own personal experience living in California. You almost expect a negative outcome like this just because of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is the most overturned court in the entire country. So when you hear that an important case like this is going to the Ninth Circuit, you kind of lose hope. But I had hope in this one, and that's because Judge Benitez found that it was unconstitutional. Goes up to a 3-judge panel, and I didn't know what they were going to do, but they found that it was unconstitutional as well. So a little bit of hope transferred to the en banc panel, 11-judge panel, who was going to determine whether or not that was correct or not. They found that because of California's interests, which it looks like they're saying California's interests are more important than the Constitution, because of California's interests in this case, they said that it was constitutional. And so they said that the ban should still exist. Now, thankfully, there is recourse. We can still take this up to the Supreme Court. I can almost guarantee you it's going to be appealed to the Supreme Court. But whether or not they hear it or not is a completely different video altogether. Again, today we're going to be talking about what happens to those things that you collected during that glorious 7 days, which we call Freedom Week. That glorious 7 days where you could go out and acquire things that you couldn't in the past. There was a lot of people that took advantage of that. A lot of people that have things that were only available for that 1 week period, and now they want to know what's going to happen to all that stuff. Well, thankfully, Judge Benitez kind of understood that, hey, this could be a long time. This is a long process, and it may not go our way at first. So, you know, we want to make sure that people are protected who took advantage of just simply practicing their rights during that time period. And we're going to make sure that they can still own and possess and use these things that they got until this is over, until it's said and done, until there's a final decision. So that means that regardless of the Ninth Circuit's decision, if this goes up to the Supreme Court, if it's appealed, and I can almost guarantee you that it will be, if it's appealed, it's not over, right? It's not over till it's over. It's not over till the fat lady sings, which means that Judge Benitez's order still stands. That means that these things should still be able to be kept and used and all the same stuff that it was 2 weeks ago. Right? So that order still stands until there is a final decision in this case. Now, if the Supreme Court takes it and they decide to, hear it, it's going to stand until that point. If the Supreme Court says, no, we're not going to hear this case, and they kick it back down to the Ninth Circuit's, the lower court's decision, then there's going to still be a little bit of time. However, that probably is going to be the end of it, unless there's another case, because there is another case in front of the Supreme Court that's very similar to this out of New Jersey right now. If we get a favorable decision from the Supreme Court on that one, that could simply override California's law altogether. So there's still hope, even if this does get kicked down. But in the meantime, you should be fine. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm not telling you, this is legal or not. But from my basic layman understanding of Judge Benitez's order, watching this for years now go through its process, that my basic understanding as a non-attorney, non-lawyer, it looks to me like Judge Benitez's order still stands until the case is over. And that's that. So as far as whether or not you should be worried or not, I mean, in California, you kind of always feel worried about whether or not something's going to change. You never know when something is going to change. And things change there so fast, you never know one day whether or not you're doing something right or doing something wrong. But at this point, it looks like everything's just fine. So we need to just wait until this thing goes through its entire process. Once it's absolutely done, that's when, you need to start figuring out what exactly you're going to do, because again, it's the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and you just can't really hope for the best with them. But let's hope for the Supreme Court. Let's hope, because we have, different decisions, and we have Heller, right? And in Heller, it says that anything that's, in common use for lawful purpose, that's also protected by the Second Amendment, is 100% protected, and you can't do what California did. And obviously, with the number of these things that are in California, it totally falls under Heller. So again, this is a case that's still going on. Okay, even though we have a decision from the Ninth Circuit, it's a case that's still going on. So take a deep breath. Everything's going to be fine. You don't have to start digging that hole in your backyard yet. Just pay attention to it and stay on top of it. So I just want to let you guys know that that's what's going on for now. And I'm really sorry to the people of California who deserve all the freedom that everybody else has. Thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.